Welcome to the new stage. Welcome back to the digital live presentation of this 16th edition of Bear World Festival. This afternoon we will see the last project in shortlist and you will discover the winners during the award ceremony that will be broadcasted on Friday 17 starting at 5 p.m. Tomorrow morning, the jury will meet in a private session to vote for the Grand Prix, and in the afternoon, there will be the content program just for you, starting from 1:30 p.m. And thank you again to our vice presidents and moderators, and see you tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. sharp. Bye. Non si sente.
Desiree, we can't hear you.
Great, thank you. Well, a false start then. Welcome back, I was saying. And I hope you enjoyed your lunch and you're more fresh and sharp than I was with my microphone. So welcome back all jury members, especially Stephanie Dubois. And I hope we will enjoy our new categories. The category, the new physical event, is the first we start with, and the category digital transformation is the next one coming up. So, are you ready, jury members? Yay! All right. Well, let's start with our first event of this afternoon in the category, the new physical event. And the event is called Ferrari 296. How do you abbreviate this? GTB Global Launch. And the organizer of the event is Balich Wonder Studio. So, are you ready to see the movie? I am.
How do you define fun to drive without driving? That was the challenge for the launch of the new Ferrari 296 GTB, the car that more than any other redefines fun to drive. We designed and produced a multi-channel strategy around the definition of fun to drive, building an integrated communication platform over 6 months, mainly directed at clients, prospects and fans of the brand. Here are the challenges we faced. Challenge number 1, defining fun to drive in the real versus the unreal world. During the teaser phase, real life and digital world champions challenged each other, trying to define what fun to drive means to them. Marc Genet challenges the eSport world champion David Tonitza through 2 adrenaline-pumping videos in which they explain their fun to drive. The conclusion, you cannot measure fun to drive, you just feel it in your body. Challenge number 2, launch the new Ferrari in an XR world. During the global premiere on 4 platforms, the spoken persons described the new Ferrari 296 GTB virtually driving it within an extended reality XR studio. The drivers started from the studio, traveled in mixed reality, and then returned in real-time live action to the studio. We redesigned the environment of the Italian coastline with Unreal Engine, including the view from the car window of what the speakers would have seen. With elements of super reality, we wanted to make the boundary between reality and digital creation even finer. 7 Unreal environments were created under the supervision of Epic Games. The premiere contents, created primarily for clients, had an amplification of more than 2 million views, with a peak of 513,000 for the unveil video on YouTube. Challenge number 3, define Ferrari's fun to drive in the local markets. After the launch event, the goal was to continue defining fun to drive for Ferrari in local markets through dedicated presentation events. 4 local hero videos conceived and created as 4 episodes of a series that explains the rules of fun to drive. For the launch of the new Ferrari 296 GTB, we designed and developed an integrated communication platform, mixing with the assets of contemporary communication on the boundary between real and hyperreal. It's hard to put it into words, isn't it?
It's not hard to put it into words for Simona Muti. Your 2 minutes are...
In 2 minutes
Yes.
is our
starting.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think the video perfectly explained what we made. Now I just want to tell you how we made it, and I will be very, very honest. Creating an XR world for a launch, it's a nightmare. And the one of you who made it before knows exactly what I'm talking about. Game producers take years to create a real project, a real scenarios, or something like that. We had less than 1 month. So the truth is that reality, our physical, it's amazing, it's fantastic, it's so hard to recreate it. And we recreated reality and extended it into a super reality, creating new stages, new physical event, new roads, new bridges, and pretending to drive, because the main aim of this project was to launch the new Ferrari, giving to the audience the feeling of fun to drive with the supervision of Epic Games. The first time that, I remember perfectly, the first time that I presented the project to Epic Games, they simply asked me a question: "Are you sure, guys, to make it?" Just because it was so complicated, but we made it, and we made an MBA. It was completely an MBA for us, and it was just the first part of the launch, because the second part was a huge production, of video production of 6 months, delivering 6 huge videos produced all across the world, because the last videos we produced them remotely 2 days ago in Shanghai, and I was directing it from my kitchen here. So for me, this kind of event is the perfect, example of welcome to the new stage and what new physical event means. Because we had reality, we had public, but we had to cross it, and we had to create a new dimension. And so for me and for us, it's worth an award.
Thank you so much, Simona. And the jury already has a question for you, Hendrik.
Yes, I have to say this is one of my favorites, to be honest. I think it's super fun and super creative. So, but of course, we have to have focus on effectiveness. And so my honest question would be, how many more cars did you sell?
How many, sorry?
How many cars?
How many did we sell? Of course, it's a complicated question, because the event was primarily for clients, and then for press, and then for fans. The only data that we have from the client is the more than 50% of redemption on the newsletter, premium content, and the fact that the clients received content before, and they could come into the dealership to prove the car, to test the car. So we don't have, of course, now the right numbers to communicate about the cars, but the effectiveness from Ferrari, was more than 50% for their targets.
Great, thank you. Jurai.
I have a question. Is the solution replicable also for other clients? Imagine that you will have like lower budget. Is it usable also for others?
It depends on what kind of solution, because there were so many things involved in this project. I think that the XR production for the launch absolutely is it's absolutely replicable for other clients. The automotive field is the more complex, I will say, because the lighting. When you are promoting a car, the lighting on a car, a new car, it's a nightmare. So for a bank, could be easier probably, because you don't have to one specific object to launch or to see. So it was the most complex thing to launch. So other clients are more than welcome for this kind of solution, absolutely. And in terms of budget, it depends on what you want to achieve. Of course, if you want to add layers of super reality and all kind of stuff all together, you are increasing the budget, but you can make it also on a smaller scale, I would say. Thank you.
Thank you
for
so
your
much,
question.
Simona Muti, for answering these questions and for your presentation. A big round of applause for you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. You're the first
Thank
one in
you.
the afternoon, so we will remind.
Thank you. Bye.
We'll think
Good
of you.
work. Bye.
So our next event coming up in the new physical event category is 25 years of Ringana. And the organizing company is Media Apparats. And the client is Ringana. So let's watch their movie.
25 years of Ringana. When it was finally possible again to organize live events, Ringana wanted even more, online and offline, as an interconnected experience. Media Apparat used a 360-degree approach during the planning phase. The whole event was previously created virtually. Each framing and camera position was already pre-visualized in a real-time environment, and the whole event was planned as a virtual production. A special room concept was created to transform the Salzburg Arena for each part of the event completely. For the main show, a 3-stage setup design where the focus could shift from one stage to another was chosen. A new custom event CI was developed in order to represent the parts of the Ringana business DNA in different show blocks. The design culminated in an exclusive opening show that introduced the universe of Ringana and was a short summary of the speeches afterwards. About 1,500 people were able to attend the live event. In addition, the show was translated into 11 languages and could therefore be followed by over 20,000 viewers from all over the world, online more than ever. Apart from hybrid product launches and educational presentations, the show also included exclusive interactive sale opportunities for participants during the convention on-site and online. This resulted in more than 1 million euros in revenue that was generated directly through the event. The fully personalized custom online platform for the hybrid experience for online and offline participants was created. It featured different stages, honored the most outstanding partners in special sections. Also, it gave the possibility to interact with the live stream in different forms. As special, the virtual run was initiated. It was the first hybrid interactive running competition with a charity goal worldwide. For every kilometer they ran, 2 euros were donated. Online participants could be part of the run, at home connected via the platform. An audio live stream fully involved them, and the run was live tracked by the platform and added to the donation. 600 on-site and 1,000 people online participated. Sustainability is fundamental to Ringana. Therefore, it was a recurring theme at the event and present all the time. Cashless payment and registration were core elements for certifying the event as a green event and did equally guarantee easy contact tracing. As special, 2,000 goodie bags with product sneak peeks made out of recycled roll-up banners were made. Instead of using plates and tableware, attendees received a reusable custom lunchbox, which they could have cleaned at the spot. As a finale, on and offliners merged together for a unique hybrid after-party, together with DJ Antoine and internationally renowned acts. And to put it in the words of a world star DJ.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Coming from numerous virtual events, we were super excited to get the chance to think hybrid in every event aspect: platform, dramaturgy, and setup. We hired an international renowned TV director and an event director to combine both the emotions and directness of the event world and the TV accuracy, the possibilities of interaction, and of course the reach of virtual formats. All connected via a fully customized and personalized platform. The result was a full-day experience with 1,500 people on site and 20,000 people online in more than 30 countries. A plus of more than 6,000 people with an average stream time of 4.7 hours. The core element was the 25-year celebration and the conference. We planned this 3-hour interactive TV format fully virtually, visualizing every step and even every camera framing of the show already previously to perfect the dramaturgy for both audiences.
We created a 3-stage arena setup that was connected through a 32-meter projection to be able to shift the focus from one stage to the other instantly. The arena setup was chosen to capture the emotions and provide a good site for every attendee and camera. For the afternoon, we designed the hybrid charity run. People on site participated in a running competition. Virtual participants could be part of it, fully immersed with an audio live stream while running, and even live track their pace wherever they were. On and offliners could use the individualized and personalized platform for interaction via sharing emojis, interactive overlays, direct messages, and numbers under functions. We counted 1.6 million direct platform interactions to measure the number of involvement. Wrapping it up, all the objectives were exceeded by far. For us and Ringana, a hyper success story. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Great job, Andreas and Pierre, right within time. Very well done. I'm curious, yes, I see already a jury member having a question. Jurai.
Yeah, I have a question because with this kind of events in these days, it reminds me good old days, you know, before Corona. And I have a question: how you achieve that you could have this kind of event in this time, and how you protected the people?
Well, there was, of course, an extensive COVID concept. In Austria, the regulations in September and October were that we could have 1,500 people on the spot, but we had contactless tracing via chip on the wristband. We had extended testing on site, etc., etc. Therefore, the regulations were all met, and we could have 1,500 people plus the 20,000 people online, of course.
Does this answer your question, Jurai?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Stephanie has another question.
Yes, thank you, and congratulations on a beautiful event. This category is the new physical event. Do you think this is a format that you will keep, and that it's just for now, or is it for the future?
No. For this client and also for many other clients, the hybrid thing will stay. For Ringana, they already told us they will stick to hybrid for all other events, for all other upcoming events, because they can combine those both advantages. They have the emotions on site, they can capture it via camera, plus they can reach all the international people in one event, which is much better than all the things that happened before for them.
Thank you. And David, do you have a very short question?
Well, actually, just to congratulate you guys. I think that was amazing. You're setting a new starter here. I just want to say +1 on what Stephanie said. Very well done. Looking forward.
Thank you so much.
For the next step.
Congratulations, and let's give you a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Andreas and Pierre, for this presentation, and I wish you a good afternoon. We are going to our next presentation in the new physical event category, and the event is called Untamed Nights on the 20th floor. And the organizing company is Skudras Metropole Don't Panic. The client is Rémi Martin. So let's watch the movie.
An unusual night on the 20th floor is the second series of unaccustomed accommodation in the city, with an unforgettable and breathtaking view of Riga. The event was organized during a pandemic lockdown, when events were strictly limited. We used technologies to ensure that the event was safe. Participants could gain new experience and enjoy enhanced reality adventures while having a unique Rémi Martin dinner in a new format. Actors, musicians, and various objects that do not exist in reality established an unusual sense of possible presence and events that are part of reality. Virtual reality flowed together with reality, breaking down boundaries between us and them, past and present, and appearance and reality. The dinner and accommodations involved enhanced reality with a special hologram, virtual 3D fireworks, special objects of scenography, a unique table which sparkled and changed colors, as well as compositions involving various genres of music. During the event, guests were given glasses that created collages and a kaleidoscope. Guests were asked to explain what the person sitting opposite to them was doing, to ask questions or to express compliments. Each visitor contacted Rémi Martin's grandson Paul in the form of a hologram, thus learning all about the legendary cognac and interesting facts about it. Guests were treated to a new cocktail created specifically for this event, with a studied table color and a performance of light.
It was a big challenge to create a table that changes color according to the food that is served on it, as well to create a special effect that is synchronized with the music during the whole evening.
The main object at the accommodations? A levitating bed among starry lasers, sliding clouds, and falling stars. Guests found themselves in outer space in a direct and indirect way. A special event which allowed participants to ensure variations as to their cosmic night. People could choose various types of stars, falling stars in the bed, constellations, planets, or a cosmic mood. The atmosphere was enjoyed by visitors in the way that organizers of the event had hoped, or they could change the atmosphere by choosing different backgrounds or the music that they preferred. Remy Martin Unusual Night was an event that was much in demand and showed that events of this type can be organized safely and without contact with others. Modern aspects and technologies could be involved in the event industry during a new period of time.
Hi Yara, it's time for you, 2 minutes of a pitch.
Hello. This event was created especially for the circumstance of pandemic lockdown, where technology had a very important role. The aim of the event was to promote Remy Martin Cognac through a new, unique event in a safe and, of course, amazing environment. Innovative, contemporary, integrating the latest technology trends combined with immersive activities and interactive visitor engagement, the goal was achieved with success. Little about challenges. Because the visitors could choose the elements of script, for example, mood or scenography elements that they like during the event, it required twice as much work and ideas. But in turn, visitors gained a new type of event, format, and new experiences, which only increased the publicity of the event. The technologies that we integrated in the event, for example, holograms, augmented reality videos, 3D mappings, QR codes, application use, created an absolute safe environment for the visitors, but at the same time, it surprised them with a new type of content and event forms, which provided intimacy and no face-to-face meetings during the event. The brand Remy Martin gained successfully publicity, strengthened its positions in the luxury segment, and even during the pandemic, the brand was able to strengthen loyalty ties with its customers and provide a new experience where virtual reality merged with reality. The scenographic environment and interactive with the possibilities of technology also served as a magnet for various activities, photography, fashion styling, filming of commercials and TV shows, which attracted a much more audience. This form showed that in the event industry, the interaction of technology with already known elements of entertainment opens wider opportunities for brand development and customer acquisition. The popularity of the project has led to future collaborations with the Remy Martin brand. Thank you very much, and our creative director, Marta Zemic, will answer to your questions.
Thank you so much, Jana, and welcome, Marcis. And you are going to answer the first question from Geeske.
Yes, hi. This is an amazing concept, and I mean, obviously, you did this during the pandemic with limited capacity. Do you see any, possibility, any chance to scale this event? Because I think a lot more attraction will come your way, I guess.
Yes, of course. We were very much limited, so we only could make this event for one household, for example, one family, and we can imagine it scaling it up. Actually, can be limitless. Like the possibilities are very much there. Yes, but we learned a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Did it answer your question more or less? Hendrik, you have another question.
Yes, I do. I really enjoyed this one, and I think the use of technology is really, really nice. And with what I could see is limited budgets. And in your objectives, you say anyone interested. So I have two questions. How many was actually interested? And number two, what did this campaign do to brand awareness and brand loyalty? Thank you.
We were when we announced this event, we were sold out in a couple of days. Like this, the event happened for 2 months, I think, and we had a very long waiting list. So every time, like for example, all the influencers we invited, they were posting and sharing the brand. So it also connected with the loyalty of the brand, because the brand had a lot of, the brand was interested in creating this kind of exclusive, high quality event that people can enjoy, and just creating this brand awareness. And it was not about really selling the drink or selling the products. It was more about creating the image and establishing that loyalty. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Marcis and Diana, for answering the questions and the presentation. We want to give you a big applause. Thank you so much. Well done. And enjoy your day. Looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Our next event coming up in the same category, the new physical event, is the opening ceremony, Cortina 2021, the World Ski Championships. And the organizing company is Triumph Group International.
For the first time, Cortina d'Ampezzo, the Queen of the Dolomites, is hosting the FIS Alpine World Ski Championships. The inaugural ceremony, created by Triumph Group in collaboration with the Cortina 2021 Foundation, raises the curtain on sport competition, with one of the first major live productions during the pandemic. A team accomplishment achieved by working against all odds. About 200 staff members dealt with logistical, technical, and weather difficulties to create a sensational show.
Benvenuti alla cerimonia inaugurale dei mondiali di sci alpino di Cortina d'Ampezzo.
Sport, passion, hope, and faith in the future. These were the key messages of the ceremony, from Venetian culture to the history of Italy and sport. A spectacular journey that thrilled millions of people tuned in to Rai Due from all around the world. A narrative to retrace the history of the world of skiing and highlight the uniqueness of Italy with an explosion of engaging atmospheres, acrobatic performances, and with the iconic voices of Gianna Nannini and Francesco Gabbani. The first inaugural ceremony of a World Ski Championships simultaneously live broadcasted by 26 foreign networks and live streamed on dedicated platforms and apps. Large audience for TV broadcast, strong digital activation, and global press coverage, which generated an advertising value equivalency of 118 million euros. Thanks to this multi-channel approach, which achieved an opportunity to see of 1.23 billion viewers, the event recorded the highest audience number ever for a World Championship in winter sports. When the return to live broadcast events still seemed impossible, this spectacular ceremony contributed to the restart and recovery of an entire industry.
Wonderful. And there is Maria. Your 2 minutes are starting right now. We can't hear you. Is there something with the sound? Maybe we should start the 2 minutes again and do something about the sound. There's a button
now
to
you
press.
hear me?
Yes, there you are.
Okay.
Fortunately,
Okay.
I hope our technicians can help us and start the 2 minutes again, so you can start all over.
Thank you, everybody, and good afternoon. Yes, this event really is unique in the sense, generally for the World Ski Championship, we have not opening ceremony like this, in the sense generally is only on the territory. during to the pandemic, we were obliged to do something physical because we had, instead of 1,000 people, there was assumed to be on the square only 150, we can say, but everything went on TV. Really, not only in TV, we had 28 channels all over the world. Within Italy, a share more than 10%. But we had this show also on the app of the Fondazione and on the digital platform. And I have to say that thanks to this a new way of doing something that was supposed to be physical at the beginning, we gave the chance to Carnevale di Venezia, because last year Carnevale di Venezia was obviously cancelled, and to Arena di Verona. This is the reason why, in fact, we decide with all these excellencies of the territory to do the show all together. And I think that the effect, even economical, for the return of the investment in advertising that they should pay if there was a payable advertisement on the show, is very, very important, and can give us the idea of how important has been not cancel the events, not doing only the events for the 150 people there, but transforming in a new physical with all the technology and all the TV and all the platform that helped the event to be boosted and seen all over the world.
Thank you so much, Maria. Great presentation. And I'm curious, does any one of the jury members want to know something more about this event? Jurai.
Yeah, I have a question. Did the ceremony and the event that you did there also increase the tourism in the area? Did it also help
yes,
the attractiveness of
yes. The request for hotels, both for summer, so for summer 2021, and for this period now of 21-22, are increased of more than 20%, especially from abroad. In this moment, we can say from abroad, the European, but absolutely yes.
Great. And Rolf, you have another question?
Yes, just finding out that you applied for physical events as well. I want to know whether the snowstorm was staged because you want to get full points in a physical event, or whether it was real.
That was my question as well. It's the third time.
I can answer you that the dancer that was on the ball at the end of the show, they asked us to have the artificial snow, but we didn't. That was not possible because the artificial snow that we can use was only staying for 3 minutes, and all the perform of the balls was 6 minutes. And at the end, we had such much snow that really they said was something fantastic. Really very dangerous for them because they had only, as you see, a silk white dress without shoes, without anything. But the image when they arrive on the top of the hair of the people, that they remain a little bit astonished, was fantastic. It was really like something like Christmas time, we can say.
Amazing. Thank you, Rolf and Davide, for your questions. And I'd like to thank you, Maria, for answering the questions and for your presentation. So I want to give you a loud applause from all the jury members.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye. Same to you, and thanks for the opportunity.
You're most welcome. And the last one in the category, the new physical event, is Russian Film and Television Producers Awards, the virtual experience, and the organizing company is TV Channel 5. So let's watch the movie.
The 9th Film and Television Producers Awards took place in the form of an investigation. Who is the best in the Russian film industry?
Серьезные люди из Голливуда хотят узнать.
Hollywood insiders want to know which Russian underground film star is shaking things up.
The set for the show is styled as an American restaurant in the 30s, built in the Channel 5 pavilion. The producers are both participants of the ceremony and the heroes of one story. They represent the production clan of Russia.
You can enter the clan easily, but you can't quit.
Each nomination is another detective investigation, where the testimony of Russian cinema stars is collected and a verdict is passed.
According to the Moscow clan, Wednesday.
Our production clan considered that the brightest conductor of human emotions of the last year was...
Chicks.
The coveted statuette for the winner is taken out from the depths of the Upkit Gold Storage Facility. Outside the windows of the restaurant, there is a parallax digital augmented reality screen, which made it possible to transfer the set of the event to Paris, to the snow-covered Swiss Alps, to the streets of gangster Italy, and even to the surface of Mars. Shots, lights, pyrotechnics, cinema penetrates into the very core of the event, immersing the audience and participants in the magical world of the filming process.
Better every year.
A unique format of combining an offline event and an online broadcast was created in order to comply with epidemiological safety measures. The main characters of the ceremony, award nominees, directors, actors, artists, makeup artists, cameramen, composers, and other representatives of all departments of Russian cinema were present online.
The contribution of each of you has played an important role in the development of domestic cinema.
Thanks to the unique technical scheme of connecting to the broadcast, all the guests not only went on air, but could also see a full picture of the entire event. The results of the ceremony are almost 3 hours of live broadcast, tons of sets, 12 television cameras, more than 60 broadcast specialists, dozens of Russian cinema stars, 25 nominations, and 500,000 viewers online. From its stunning example, the award ceremony for film and television producers proved that Russian cinema can overcome any boundaries and is capable of rising even higher than the Hollywood Hills.
Great. Marina, please tell us how you overcame every boundary. The 2 minutes are yours.
Hello, everyone. This is TV Channel 5 Russia. And of course, we will tell you everything now. Let's start.
We are located in St. Petersburg, but today we are on Mars. VSE TV Channel 5 has broadcasted the 9th ceremony of Association of Film and TV Producers Award. This ceremony is the Russian equivalent of Emmys. Online publications about the ceremony reached over 112 million people. The total audience of the broadcast across all venues, including international TV coverage, was more than 5.5 million people.
Augmented reality technology allowed us to change the world for the participant of the event, and in the future it will allow us to change the participants themselves. Take a look.
I am the keeper of augmented reality. The nomination Best Physical Event is perfect for the ARCID competition. COVID-19 restrictions have pushed the team of Channel 5 to include digital know-how into the ceremony. A unique hybrid format was created specially for the event. The main producers of Russia's film industry were present in the room and all nominees were connected remotely. Augmented reality helped create an immersive effect for every participant. They experienced the magic of cinema and found themselves in many different locations in just a few hours. And now the most talented people in the studio, physical people that is, will tell you more about the journey.
Thanks, Cap. In the future, such an avatar will allow any participant of your online events to see themselves in our virtual studio. Let's try it next year.
Thanks to the new format, the awards has grown to an international level, which I think has become one of the most powerful tools for promoting Russian cinema during the pandemic. This is the main result of our event. So we went a wonderful journey. Thank you for attention.
And now we're ready for your questions.
Great, thank you so much. This was a great presentation right from Mars. So is your avatar going to answer the questions from the jury? Let's hear what
we will take it by ourselves. But you see, I'm not alone here. We are four of us and our virtual presenter.
Yes, let's see what kind of questions the jury has. Dear jury, Jurai.
Yeah, I have a question. First of all, yeah, it's incredible what you did in a low budget, I can tell. And my question is, did you involve also people who were watching the show, like audience? Were they part of the show?
Unfortunately, as you understand that there was a deep pandemic times, we couldn't allow ourselves to attract audience, but actually we had the opportunity to attract much more people than usual while translation, broadcasting online, and while television translation, which was international. So we got an enormous result this year due to the pandemic times, maybe thanks to them, as it maybe hopefully sounds. And we had such a huge amount of reaches to people who watched the translation that we were not watched the broadcast. So we are not very upset that there were not physical people here, because we were trying to make absolutely safe staying here for all the people. For example, those producers who presented in this studio. By the way, we are here in this studio which held the event right now. So all of them were having express test before the beginning of the event, and all the crew, the cinema crew, were vaccinated at that moment. So it was very, very, for saving people.
Yes, thank you, Ekaterina, Marina, Olga, Kirill, and the avatar for asking for your presentation and for all the answers to our questions. So a big applause for all of you.
And happy to see you again. Hope to see you alive next year.
Hopefully.
Welcome to Russia.
That would be a nice idea. Hopefully. Have a nice day. And dear jury, I hope you were able to judge all these 5 events in the category, the new physical events. Let's see if you are all right. You all voted. You all did. I see. Great. The next category coming up, our last category for today, has 10 events. And this category is called Digital Transformation. And the first event coming up in this category is Arçelik Virtual Dealer Meeting, organized by Setur for Arçelik Perakende TV. So let's watch. Yes, and I have three names, Pelin, Ruya, and Serin, who will present this event. Who are you?
Hi, this is Pelin speaking.
Okay, Pelin, good luck. Your 2 minutes are ready.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you enjoy our movie. In this year, we try to hold our team like our all dealers and service people. It's around 8,000 people. We try to come together in a virtual dealer meeting due to pandemic situation. Each year, as a company, as a coach group, we try to make all the dealers get together and share our strategies, challenges, and also as a motivational meeting. But this year, due to this pandemic situation, we weren't able to do this. And so we decided to create a virtual dealer meeting. And this is Perakende TV, which you hear. It's a closed TV channel, which broadcasts among the dealers and service points only. It's not open as a public channel. So it's very meaningful for us to reach everyone in houses in their dealers shop to share the upcoming year strategy and the brand positions, let's say. So we are willing to make 3 different virtual decoration and virtual different values and different promises in this organization. We try to encourage them. We try to share the same feeling as we do in the physical meeting. So the main idea to use different technologies. We use 5 different technologies like VR, extended reality, mixed technology, and so on. And we broadcast more than 200 hours. And also the time is very difficult because we were not vaccinated on those time. And it was a tough job to make it happen and real. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Pelin, for this presentation. Dear jury members, do you have any questions, maybe? Belen or Rolf, both of you. Belen first.
So there was no live participation, right? It was fully digital.
It is fully digital, only the live participation from the guest spokesperson, which is the spokespersons were over there with us in the studio, but the rest only for live. And we reached more than 8,000 individual votes.
And did you get a rich feedback from the participants? Did you get
at real time or after the show?
Both.
Yeah,
on
for
real
the real
time, the 8,000 clicks were just participating, or if they were enjoying, if they liked, or whatever.
Yeah, we receive lots of feedbacks during the live broadcast because all our phones and the WhatsApp message to our top management as well. They are all the dealers and service people. They are sending their best regards to us, and they are thanking for us to make it happen because we are very used to come together once a year. But under these circumstances, somehow we find a solution to make this dream happen, let's say. And we try to make a motivation, like an emotional bond. We are not there, but we are with you. All the message was tried to share from the screen.
Thank you.
Great. Great questions, Belen. Thank you. I think we have 10 seconds left, and that's enough to give you a big applause, Pelin. Well, very well done.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
You're most welcome, and we hope to see you Friday at the award ceremony, of course.
Hopefully. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Our next event in the category Digital Transformation is the Virtual Fair by BMW and Mini, organized by Beyond Worldwide, and the client is BMW Group Spain. So let's watch.
Wow, new briefing from BMW Group Spain. Just receiving this email is already a joy in these times. Nevertheless, it was a real challenge, a virtual show with characteristics never been done before. The BMW Group participates every year in the New Vehicles Motor Show with all its BMW and Mini models. The orientation of these shows is totally commercial and not so much of a consumer brand experience. In 2020, the BMW Group cancelled its participation in the different car fairs due to the COVID. So the physical car show had to be replaced by creating a virtual brand fair to be able to have online sale of vehicles through the exhibition of models in a car show format. The brand experience of the consumer had to be the fundamental axis to build a super detailed virtual space on the BMW and Mini models. And we were also asked to have a possibility of contacting the brand experts for advice in real time. The first virtual fair of the brand was about to see the daylight. We decided to make a very neutral homepage. The experience had to be immersive and should be possible to be enjoyed from a PC or any type of mobile device with its particular operating systems. The user was greeted by 2 garage doors, very symbolic in the automotive world. During the entire tour, Lucas, a virtual assistant created for the occasion, accompanied us. On each island, users could approach each model of car and move it with their finger directly from their mobile device to make it rotate 360 degrees and also go inside of the cars. With each user, we faced a truly differentiating challenge: how to finalize the visit to our virtual room with a sale. To achieve this, we created a dynamic specially directed to the sale, through the forms filled out by each lead in each model. Visitors have even the option to ask for a personalized test drive. A total of 328 commercial consultants from BMW and 183 from Mini, as well as a group of experts, answered the questions of the visitors live and during extended hours. Additionally, 11 live streaming sessions were held where the technology and news of each model were explained. Without a doubt, 2020 has been a year of continuous challenges at all levels, and this BMW Group project fulfilled all expectations focused on sales. The virtual show contributed to the increase in sales of the BMW Group in Spain of more than 3% in the last quarter of a very difficult year up to that point. The direct data attests to the success of the project, with a high degree of satisfactory responses at a number of visitors that exceeded initial expectations in this first BMW and Mini Spain virtual show.
Ana Garcia, it seems like you're ready for your presentation. Please take the stage.
I am. Thank you very much. So, BioAwards defines the category as a traditional physical event reinterpreted in digital terms. Nothing better than this event, a traditional car fair in which you visit the different stands of the brands, you see the cars in a static way, and you can speak with the sales team, and eventually you can buy the car as a consumer. In this case, we wanted to create the feeling of being at a real fair by creating a 3D immersive environment. Client was able to choose, first of all, the brand they were interested in. Then they were transported to a totally virtual experience in which they could visualize the different models and personalize them, exterior and interior, be in direct contact with the expert of the brands, and even buy in case they consider it. Presentation of the models were given via streaming tool. It has been the first time in global level a car manufacturer made a virtual fair with this characteristic. At the beginning of the experience, guests were standing in front of 2 doors, one for BMW and one for Mini, in which they could see the different cars models and interact with them. The virtual fair worked as 2 different areas, as both brands had their own identity and wanted to transmit their own brand experience. The focus was set on the brand experience of guests visiting the fairs. This immersive experience contributed to increased sales during the trimester of more than 3%. And the results surpassed totally the expectation of clients. The web visit was more than 185,000, and online audience reaches the 9 million. The BMW and Mini Virtual Fair is a clear example of digital transformation of the sales division of both brands. They had to face a new digital way of selling the products, and a lot of training were set up before the fair to make sure all sales staff was prepared for this huge change on how they reach the consumer and how to approach this digital transformation. Consumers also had to adapt to this new digital way of visualizing the products and the approach of the sales staff. Looking into the results and effectiveness, the digital transformation of the sales structure through this event fair was a real success.
Great, right within time, Ana Garcia. And our jury member, Rolf, has a question for you. We can't hear you.
You could... Does it work?
Yes.
Now it
works. Okay. So, very well done. If you're talking about the KPIs, I only saw online KPIs. But for this kind of event, especially if you shall replace a fair and exhibition setup, the currency of a client is test drives. So do you have any information about that? How many test drives you generated out of this all over event?
We don't have that information. BMW didn't tell us this information, but this was completely capable, possible to do. So consumers can click a button and request this car testing. So the sales will go to the door of your house and give you the key of the car so you can test it. And then you will, if you like it, you can buy it. And if not, you can just return it. But we don't know the exact number of the car testing. BMW didn't tell us this information.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you anyway.
Stephanie.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I understand this was born out of necessity. Does BMW consider keeping this format or returning to the traditional car trade shows, or what's the future looking like for the client?
Well, I guess this will be depending on the situation that we are facing for next year. But I guess it's something that we can use both. Again, physical and virtual events doesn't need to separate. We can just adapt and coexist both of events, of kind of event, digital and physical. Of course, both of them are capable to do at the same time.
Okay, sounds promising. Thank you so much, Ana Garcia, for answering the questions and your presentation. This deserves a big applause from all of us. Well, great background. You get a prize for the best background from me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We are continuing our events with the category Digital Transformation, and the title is 2021 Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Final 4 Cologne shows. And the organizing company is Filmmaster Events for EuroLeague Ventures. So let's watch.
How to spark emotion in an empty basketball arena. Connect champions and fans in a closed-door event. We chose to radically change the concept and achieve that with augmented reality. Filmmaster Events signs for the second time the pre-game shows of the semi-finals and the championship game of Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Final 4. An exciting visual experience, discovering the fourth dimension of basketball. The music marked the beat of the 4 shows, which saw physical performers interacting with virtual elements, enhancing the live presence and the urban culture of EuroLeague basketball. The championship pre-game show is a relentless 180-second countdown. A journey through 10 spectacular settings designed to celebrate the spirit of the game, the brand, and the host city of Cologne, Germany. 5 months of production, 3-track cameras, 100 hours of on-site programming, 500 pieces of video content produced, 20.5 million pixels. Tools such as Disguise and Notch allow the augmented reality images to be seamlessly integrated into the Lanxess Arena setting, adapting each scene to the geometry and lighting of the venue. The flexibility of the chosen solution ensured that we were able to go on stage just seconds after the end of the warm-up and significantly reduce rehearsal times. workflow of the software used also made it possible to modify the assets in real time, inserting customized content of the finalist teams into the shows, not only the day before the final competition. The technical setup thus ensured the visual harmony of the core shows, alternating between augmented reality content, live action, and full-screen video. Dynamism, rhythm, and innovation were the key words that guided the project from the start, in terms of technique and creative choices. 4 shows were real and virtual meet, capable of warming the spirits of the players, ready for the ultimate challenge, and of triggering a sense of belonging in the fans beyond the screen.
Wow, what an energy. I can feel it. Adriano and Clara, there you are again. Are you ready for your presentation?
Of course we are. Please.
Hello, everybody. And we are so happy to present this event today because such a day as today, 130 years ago, basketball was invented. And so many things has changed since then, no? For example, this 2021 edition of the Final Four was the first time in history that was played closed door. This circumstance made us change the objective and the production rhythms, and the concept was completely rethinked in order to adapt ourselves to this circumstance. The client request was to make a show that filled the void of the arena, offering the teams and on the court and the media present the moment of exaltations and celebration in line with the brand.
Exactly. So the effort was actually twofold. On one side, we had to keep this exciting digital environment in line with the live performances and work as much as possible into the integration of live performances inside the virtual assets that we created. At the same time, we really needed to rethink the way we produced the show in terms of content, organization, and even final result on broadcast. So the digital transformation was for us not only a matter of creating inspiration, but even the way we worked and the software we used changed completely the approach. And the key word, if I have to say, was simulation. We had to simulate as much as possible in order to have a few advantages, even production side.
Yes, because we also have to think COVID-proof, thinking with less people, less cast, less production staff and everything. With this event, the beautiful thing is that we have created a benchmark in the sport production, and we are happy and ready to repeat next year in Berlin.
Thank you for this nice presentation. You were probably not ready telling everything. There are 2 questions. One is from Jurai.
We had you already on stage and you didn't answer one of my questions, so I want to come back to it because I want my answers. The question is involvement of the audience sitting at home. Was there kind of any more experience than only watching?
Yes, actually, the client during the games, set up a system where telepresence was granted. So we had a few attendees watching from home, but also visualized, screened on the big screens which are on the stands behind the benches. Because of this, the client didn't want to put real-time content regarding the fans inside the pre-shows, but at the same time, they wanted to represent them emotionally and symbolically. That's why we dedicated the number 1, the one where we had the cup coming out from the court floor, surrounded by the enthusiasm of fans. And we built up real content from real fans that was rearranged in a way that could fit, let's say, the special purpose of representing all the fans of European basketball, of course, regardless of the team's affiliation.
Okay, thank you. Then a question from Alexander.
Yes, Jurai actually stole my question, so I will ask something else. Going forward, how do you see this digital transformation evolving further, especially if we assume that next year hopefully live events are back. How do you see this event in particular evolving?
So it will evolve in a way where, let's say, the live elements will play a more substantial role within the scene, of course, but being fully immersed in a virtual reality environment, let's say, so that the interaction between the physical elements and the virtual elements is even more, let's say, extreme in a way. That's why we are preparing such a surprise for next year. And we are very happy that the client is with us. Francesca May from EuroLeague followed all our, let's say, concepts in such an enthusiastic way that we are really building up something together.
We are looking forward to.
Yes, looking forward to see that.
We are trying to.
Yes, we are looking forward, Adriano and Clara. Thank you so much. And this sounds really interesting. A big applause for you. Woo! Well done again. And have a nice day. See you on Friday at the award show.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. So this is a big category, digital transformation. And our next event coming up is Top Employers 2021 Certification Celebration, organized by FX Agency for Top Employers Institute. Let's watch.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official Top Employers Certification Celebration 2021.
Het doel van het event is om te vieren dat onze klanten zijn gecertificeerd als top-employer. Om ze te inspireren, om ze te connecten en om te vieren.
I didn't expect it to be this big.
This is the first time that Top Employers is bringing together all top employers across the world, 1,691 organizations for one event on one day.
Het event was eigenlijk onderdeel van een veel grotere experience. Die experience die hebben we uitgedacht en hebben we eigenlijk een volledige tijdlijn uitgewerkt. Het begint natuurlijk bij de fysieke uitnodiging. Vanuit de uitnodiging kwam je op je persoonlijke pagina terecht, waarop alle informatie eigenlijk weer verder te vinden is. Programma, alvast wat content wat je vooraf tot je kan nemen. En daarin zie je ook dat er met een klein fotootje en jouw eigen naam, dat helemaal eigen is gemaakt. Ja, en toen het event. Daarvoor hebben we een gepersonaliseerde openingsexperience gecreëerd. In de video zag je een aantal keer je eigen logo voorbij komen. En je ging een aantal stappen door, waardoor je op een interactieve manier je eigen avatar creëerde.
Wow, great choice.
Koos je eigen outfit, je was een foto aan het uploaden. Koos je eigen drankje.
Quick cheers.
Zo kon je met je gepersonaliseerde avatar plaatsnemen in je VIP-box in de virtuele venue. Ja, we geloven ook echt in de kracht van interactie. We willen van onze bezoekers echt deelnemers maken. Tijdens het event hebben we een wall, kan iedereen met elkaar praten, emoticons kan je daar delen.
More than 10,000 direct messages have been sent throughout the sessions today.
We also have another question. Can you give examples of best practices?
I'm pretty sure that this is being discussed in your boardrooms as we speak.
Votes are coming in. I'll give you some time. The breakout sessions, choose wisely, use the Q&A.
Please be sure to post your questions in the chat section and I will happily share.
Ja, het is natuurlijk een award-ceremonie. Er worden awards uitgereikt. Normaal geef je die een mooi plekje op kantoor en kan je dat samen vieren. Op dit moment kan dat natuurlijk niet. Daarvoor hebben we een AR-app ontwikkeld. Kon iedereen downloaden. En vervolgens kon je eigenlijk met AR zelf de award thuis neerzetten. Daar kon je ook vervolgens een foto van maken en toch dan nog weer met elkaar delen.
En als het dan uiteindelijk zover is, dan komt het pas allemaal samen zoals vandaag. We hebben ontzettend veel vertrouwen gekregen van Top Employers. Ja, dat vertrouwen heb je gedurende het traject nodig. En gelukkig hebben we dat gekregen. Ja, en dan ben je nu net na het event wel apetrots dat het ook echt gelukt is.
And here we have the apetrots Niels Jansen. Are you ready for your 2 minutes?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. Well, first of all, it was a nice challenge that the Top Employers Institute gave us. They originally have 14 gala ceremonies where they handed out the certificates to all the companies. And they asked us, okay, translate those 14 physical events into one big virtual global event without any compromises. And then having gala dinners with champagne, live entertainment translated into a digital experience, which we love to do, but that's a hard one to challenge. But we focus a lot on the journey that we created for all the participants. So everybody in a journey of receiving golden tickets to participate in the event resulted in 80% attendance rate, which was really high. Above the objective, but people were arrived at the event, not starting the event right away with the host, but they had a personalized interactive experience. They arrived to the event, they choose, am I coming by plane or by train, gave a scenic route through Amsterdam, they choose their outfit, they choose their drink, the picture was taken, and while they were all doing these interactive elements, their personal avatar was being created. And the rest of the event, the plenary sessions, but also the breakout sessions, you were sitting there with your own avatar, communicating through your avatar as well. And each company received their own VIP balcony within this big arena. And one of the most important objectives was global recognition, creating the recognition of all these companies, feeling proud that you achieved this certificate. And we made sure that each of the companies were represented in this big venue, and all 10,000 participants were there physically in the almost physically in this arena. And in total, 30,000 people were viewing this on a global scale with an NPS score of 8, which was a great result. I'm really happy with. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Niels. And dear jury, did you hear enough numbers, or do you want to know more? I guess you do.
Of course.
Juraj.
Congratulations to the event. I think it was really success as we saw the number. And I have a question, because you have written there that you want to keep it like this for the future. Imagine that Corona will end, the world will come back. And do you really think that only virtual will be the way?
Well, I think it's in the end not my decision to do so. That's the company that made the decision. I think that was the biggest compliment we received, that they said, all right, next year, whatever circumstances are on a global scale, we will do it virtual again, because the reactions and the feedback was so positive compared to the physical ones. And to be honest, I was a bit surprised to that one as well. Not sure what happens in a couple of years, of course, but we're more than happy to actually, we are creating the next edition already. Backstage, so ready for it.
Exciting. Any more questions? Davide?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm pretty sure, since the company wants to, now I'm thinking about it, since the company wants to confirm for next year as well, and you were talking about 40 different local events, something like that, like a number, that was the past, like the physical events. Was it just one physical event in the past, or many different?
14 physical events 14. In 13 countries. Okay,
so I appreciate there's some cost saving here as well. Do you know anything about it? Did the company share anything about it with you guys, about cost saving?
There was cost. Right, so it's two things. It's cost saving, but it's also carbon footprint, which was reduced enormously, which is one of the objectives as well. Exact numbers I'm not allowed to share, but there was, of course, savings, lots of savings, especially on travel, as you can assume. And also on the production side, it was lower compared to those 14, yes.
Thank you so much, Niels and Davide, for the question. I want to thank you so much with a big applause.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Great presentation, and see you back at the award show on Friday. Have a good day, Niels.
Thank you. Yes, you too. Thanks.
Great. Our next one coming up in the category Digital Transformation is eBay Open 2020 Digital. And the organizing company is Insglück Gesellschaft für Markeninszenierung for eBay. So let's have a look.
2020, a year like no other. Pandemic fatigue, home office blues, all the shops shut. And eBay? The marketplace is expanding. Numerous retailers have switched over to the platform, and they have questions and information requirements. But how to bring the whole seller family together and connect them emotionally? We open the doors and invite the German seller community straight into the heart of the brand. For 2 days, the whole eBay campus becomes an interactive broadcast studio. Welcome to eBay Open 2020 Digital. One event, 3 channels, 20 hours live on air.
Herzlich willkommen für eBay Open.
The TV crew, 60 plus eBayers, they turn into stars and playing the roles of anchorman, talk show guests, showmasters, and roving reporters. The TV schedule tailor-made with a unique mix of news, magazines, talk shows, documentaries, and behind-the-scenes reports. And the sellers get their own channel. In interactive sessions, they present best practice cases. But it's much more than just TV. The eBay community engage through a variety of interactive tools on a custom-made platform. Miss something? The platform offers exclusive content on demand for 20 days and special touch points to gain in-depth insights. And in the evening, late night instead of close down. An entertaining program links the sellers in a playful way and creates closeness despite distance. Personal, exclusive, intimate, the event was a complete success. More than 1,000 sellers tuned in. A custom-made virtual format that strengthened the seller community and reinforced their loyalty to the brand. eBay Open 2020 Digital.
Frederick, your 2 minutes are yours.
Hello again. I'm Frederick. Thanks for the opportunity. Yes, we already realized the eBay opened as a live event in 2019. And last year, we then had to pitch for the digital version and won it with our concept. And the former live event had more a conference festival character. It was one location, 2 days. We had 800 sellers and we transported a lot of content, keynotes, workshops. We had sponsor exhibitions, but especially the social factor, the mingle factor made it a success. So when it came to the question how to transform this into a successful virtual event, we knew 2 things will be important. First, how to deal with the content to keep visitors on screen. And second, to simultaneously create a feeling of closeness that virtual events normally lack to push dialogue between sellers and brand. And key was the idea to let the protagonists of eBay take over specific roles, not just as a keynote speaker. For example, we put them in the role of behind the scenes roving reporters. They opened their headquarters to the people that they have never seen before. And that made them and eBay appear very authentic and real. And I think this created an atmosphere that really lowered the psychological barrier for interaction. And the success was really high interaction rates in the Q&A sessions. We had more than 1,000 questions asked. We had offered special one-on-one video conversations that had to be paid, and more than 20% of the people did that. And another success factor was the content, how we created a snackable content mix. We made it happen that eBay has really shortened their keynote presentation, focused more on the key takeaways, and combined it with interactive elements and dialogue with the people. So this helped to keep the visitors on screen. And I think more than 6 hours average watch time is really a great result for a digital event. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Frederick. And the jury members, what do you want to know about eBay? Alexander.
Yeah, well done. Do you know if they did it this year as well?
Yes, we did it. Yes, this year as well. We changed the concept a little bit. We more created a content hub with a Mediathek, because we had in this event this concept 2020, 20 hours live and then 20 days Mediathek section, which was very successful. So we pushed that a little bit more, and we had 4 weeks with a Mediathek section and special live sessions every week. So a number of live sessions. So it got more a content hub and was pushed by social communication and direct mailing. So this was the evolution of this concept.
All right, nice, well done.
Good, Rolf.
Once had an issue with a seller, and I tried to get in contact with eBay, and I wasn't almost not able to reach anybody in this company. There was no public telephone number, no service hotline, no chatbot reacting whatsoever. So I'm a little bit distracted here by all your efforts, like let's bond, let's get together, let's create a community for a company which is obviously partially at least hiding. So how does this get together?
I mean, that's not my not what I felt, because even in the live event and then in the digital event as well, the community of sellers and the exchange between brand and sellers was already always something that is very important. So if you would have bought a ticket for this event, I'm sure.
I was a buyer.
You was a buyer. Okay, this event was for sellers that run their own shops on the platform, and they have a lot of questions. It was not a consumer event. So I think as eBay is very close to their sellers, this event really reinforced the loyalty.
I get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, maybe
Thank
next
you.
event for Rolf for the consumers. It's a suggestion. Thank you so much, Frederick, for your for your answers to the questions and for your presentation once again. So thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you for the stage. Bye-bye.
See you on Friday. Our next one coming up, our next event in the digital transformation, and then we are halfway, is Live is a Circus. The organizing company is Laksha Live Experiences, and the client is Rambo Circus.
2020, the world took a pause as life came to a grinding halt. We learned to live locked down, thwarted by unfamiliar and unprecedented times. Livelihoods of those impacted by the onset of the pandemic were impacted. Circuses of the world took a pause. Life of artists associated with the world-renowned Indian-origin Rambo Circus were under threat. With rising financial difficulties, essentials like food became hard to come by for the entire troupe living at the campsite. As the city remained locked down, we at Laksha Live Experiences believed that the show must go on and set out in a bid to do our bit to revive a dying art form, and decided to take Rambo Circus online, giving an on-ground experience a digital transformation. Traditionally performing for live audiences, we trained the artists to perform for the camera. We planned, rehearsed, and set the stage for these artists to perform their craft. And an expansive setup to capture and bring the experience alive digitally. The show went online and soon became India's largest selling online event on Book My Show, a leading ticketing solutions provider in India. Financial aid and support poured in from across the country through donations, and the entire proceeds from ticket sales going to the welfare of Rambo Circus and its artists. With press coverage across 50+ digital mediums. Countless mom bloggers talking about #SaveTheCircus online and their experience online with their children. This truly became an experience the country talked about online and in their homes. With total viewership of 50K+ and ticket sales exceeding 30K+. We at Laksha Live Experiences, along with production crew, did our bit in aiding the families of those stricken by this disaster, helping them stay afloat through this financial crisis, survive and thrive.
Welcome, Saurabh. Are you ready for your 2 minutes?
Yes, absolutely. So,
Okay.
traditional circuses have been a live entertainment format in India, right? And over the years, it's been a dying art with new forms of entertainment coming in. Kids today are more glued towards the gaming industry than watching circus. And Rambo Circus has been one of the oldest in India. They've almost survived for 100 years. And when the pandemic hit, they were in Mumbai, where we are based out of, and they were ready to set up their camp for the coming season. And during the lockdown, Rambo Circus families work generation after generation. They don't know anything else except for performing at a circus. We met them at that point of time, and we were more than willing to kind of contribute towards the survival of the circus. But as an experiential agency, we thought instead of donating funds, which could have been easier, we thought let's make an emotional appeal to the audience and create something long-term for the circus, which will benefit the art as well, because it's a dying art currently in India. That's when we thought, the show must go on. That's a very famous phrase, but we thought let's use it saying the show must go online. We created an emotional appeal called #SaveTheCircus, transformed the circus digitally, tied up with India's largest selling entertainment ticketing network called Book My Show, created customized acts, got a choreographer because they're not used to performing for the camera. So each of their entry, exits, act, all had to be performed for camera. We got a lot of digital engagements. We did a personalized meet and greet where audiences could buy a meet and greet ticket and could meet with the principal clown. We had a lot of engagements on digital. So, Instagram filters with the clown nose, a lot of mother bloggers. They wanted their today's kids to see what they had seen in their childhood days. And all of this effort actually resulted in it becoming India's largest selling online show in 2020. And we're proud as an agency that we could help the circus survive through the pandemic with all the donations and all the proceeds and ticket sales that came in. They actually survived, and now they are back on ground, setting up for the season for their live performances. So yeah, it makes us feel proud of the effort that we've done behind this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. Right within time. It's great to hear you helped the circus survive, and it's time for questions. I see Stephanie Dubois having a question.
Yes, thank you for the presentation and very well done. Do you see this as a sustainable new business model for the circus industry or environment?
Absolutely. We are in fact already working with them to, our first initiative was everything about emotional appeal because we wanted to get them back on feet. Now we are adapting this, saying that the circus should always have a digital format with them. Let it continue as a ground format as well, but a version of the digital format will always work because it reaches scale. Circuses originally travel to one city, perform for the local audience. Here you are in one city, but you can still reach out to the other audiences through the digital format. So Life is a Circus as a digital format, we will continue. In fact, we are now working on creating one more version of it in the next 4 or 5 months that will be purely based on the entertainment aspect of it. So yes, it is something that we wish to continue creating as a model for the circus community.
Thank you. Next question from Geeske.
Yeah, I think I actually had the same question as Stephanie. So maybe building further on that, when you're saying that you're keeping your digital format, is that a broadcast of the actual show? Is that what you mean with that? Or is there more like engagement that you're also trying to do with the online audience?
So it'll be a new show. Like, for example, even currently what we did during the pandemic was some of their existing acts, we changed it from a television perspective. Because they are used to performing for a live audience. So it was as good as a new 45 minutes, 50 minute show. The grand finale was a completely customized act. Now the next version as well, see, circus originally has a lot of popular acts which people love to watch, right? We're going to take them and see how we can stylize it for television, add a couple of more collaborations, maybe getting some other artists in it with the circuses. That's how we want to involve it for the online audience. And yes, the digital engagements, meet and greets, all of that will continue because that was a huge success. It actually became so viral that people were sending WhatsApps on groups saying, guys, let's buy tickets, let's save the circus. And the last 1 week, 10 days, we saw the country going crazy with the ticket sales going up. And it was really phenomenal what we actually experienced it in the last 10 days before the show went live on the streaming platform.
Thank you so much, Saurabh, for this wonderful presentation. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
A well-deserved applause from the whole jury. And I hope to see you back on Friday at the award show.
Definitely.
Nice
Thank
day.
you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. The next one in the category Digital Transformation is Born to Farm, and the organizing company is Next Group. They did it for Massey Ferguson, an AGCO corporation. So let's watch their movie. Good afternoon, Piero.
Good afternoon.
Are you ready
Yes,
for
I
your
am.
2 minutes? Great,
Yes.
let's go.
Okay, so now think about your best friend, the person you trust the most. Why there are people in the world who have such a special place in our life? Because they're perfect? No, they're not special. They're person like other, but someone become our best friend because our relationship is special. It's unique. It's authentic. Well, the strange beginning of my speech is just because I think that the mix between physical and digital, that technology and necessity created in the last 2 years offers companies and event agencies the opportunity to create a completely new quality in the relationship with the audience, any audience. Because social media interactivity, gaming, polls, live chat, live streaming are extremely powerful tools if used correctly. And they allow you to obtain a treasure of data on audience participation and interest in presence and from a distance. So, however, we need to offer our audience good reasons to participate in the event, either live or from the small screen of a smartphone. We must be original and authentic. We have to accept the risk and try new formats. So when Massey Ferguson called the pitch, the theme of Born to Farm, the streaming launch of 8 new tractors, 8 tractors, we said, what is your customer office? The fields, the farms. That's where we have to talk to them. And the real stars should be the farmers, not the products. Let's start from the farmers' needs and put them on stage. Let's interview them live. Products will be the answer. Massey Ferguson liked the idea and asked to make 3 parallel streaming, each one with different tractors, so the participant could choose which product to discover. And tractors were presented by the technician who designed and built them, real people, not TV professional. Something really truthful, absolutely true, fun to follow, and moreover, authentic.
Thank you. Right within time, Piero. Great. So, dear jury, do you have any questions about farming or tractors? Juraj.
Yeah, I have a question. Hi.
Hi.
We need some numbers. Can you share with us some numbers, like effectiveness of the event? Was there some increase of sales or new customers?
Okay. I prepared a video full of numbers because I was hoping to fulfill your expectation before, but I see that's not enough. I'm joking, of course. So the pitch of participant was 20,000, and the curve during the 1 hour and 5 minutes of streaming duration was quite constant. That's a good sign of participation. There were no big changes. The results are difficult to say because, tractors, agricultural machines, a market in which you create a relationship during the time, year after year. The result can be measured probably in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years maybe, because it's a very long-term, generation after generation, sometimes relationships that creates between the dealer, the brand with the products and the service, and the farmer. So it's hard to answer your second question. I understand it, but it's not easy.
Enough numbers, Juraj?
Yeah, thank you very much for answering.
You're welcome.
Any more numbers you want to know? We have 20 seconds left. Dear jury, do you know enough? I think you do. Great. Well done, Piero. We'll give you a big applause.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you on Friday at the award show.
See you on Friday. Yes, of course.
Bye.
Bye.
We have 4 events left to watch, to admire, and the next one coming up in this same category, digital transformation, is from Bayer, the annual stakeholder meeting 2021. And it's organized by OnLiveLine, Office for Concept and Staging. So let's watch it.
An annual stakeholder meeting is one of the 3 organs of a stock corporation. General meetings do follow clear processes that must be adhered to. They usually happen live and last very long, which makes it difficult not to lose the online viewer's interest. So how to create an atmosphere that attracts attention?
For this, it was important to find an environment that reflects the personality of the company, the living room of Bayer.
The Bayer Communication Center, called BayCom, is the corporate brand space of Bayer, where you can experience the master brand and its products in a modern, stylish, interactive way with a lot of warmth and personality.
Ich begrüße Sie, unsere Aktionärinnen und Aktionäre, sowie alle anderen Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauer sehr herzlich.
Creating the images, we focused on a certain flow and dynamic, as well as a closeness to the speakers. With a mixture of stable and dynamic cameras such as a steady cam and a rammed crane, constant dynamic cuttings and movement of the cameras, we kept the attention high, guided the focus of attention and portrayed closeness and authenticity. The lighting and production design ever so slightly changing its colors, creating a dynamic in the setting itself. Moreover, Bayer integrated a couple of features for the audience. All shareholders were welcome to hand in questions before, which were all answered in the moderated session during the general meeting. One of the new features in 2021 was the opportunity to send in an additional inquiry to their questions live during the event.
Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren. Mein Name ist Ariane de Hoog. Ich arbeite bei Bayer und ich freue mich, Ihnen nun die Antworten von Vorstand und Aufsichtsrat auf die Fragen unserer Aktionärinnen und Aktionäre präsentieren zu dürfen.
And all stakeholders were able to send in video comments beforehand that were all digitally, remotely viewable and presented in their entirety during the event. The Bayer General Meeting showed a great response. In the end, what counts is the impression you leave behind. And here, the environment, the staging, and the associated personality that is conveyed are important.
Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Abend und schließe die Hauptversammlung. Vielen herzlichen Dank.
It's all about delivering against our commitments together with Team Bayer. That's what we're all about. That's what our vision, Health for All and Hunger for None, is all about.
Thank you so much. And here we have Petra Lammers, if I pronounce it right. It sounds Dutch to me. Are you ready for your 2 minutes?
I am.
The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, annual stakeholder meetings require a very high level of perfection, since they communicate to the press and to all stakeholders, and there's absolutely no breakup that is allowed. But also, it is a sort of rather tedious event because, I mean, it starts with a couple of speeches, that's fine, but then you have 5 to 6 hours of answering questions. So transferring that into a digital format is really challenging. In 2020, Bayer was the first DAX company to do the annual stakeholder meeting digitally, and it worked very well. But in 2021, they needed and they wanted to take the next step. So instead of just transmitting the content, we actually tried to transmit the character of Bayer. And that we did by using various settings. You saw that we moved through the entire space. We used sort of like flowing cameras, like a rammed crane and everything, like and steady cams, like something very unusual for these kind of events, plus a very moving lighting. And there was this one story that was really cool. We had our starting times and everything flowed and everything looked really well. And then those 5, 6 hours of questions started, and suddenly the camera stopped. And the cameraman said, "No, but this is how it's done. It's like very important content. Now we have to focus." And I said, "No, but you know, Bayer can actually answer those questions and deal with those questions in a very flowing way. So please continue working with the images." And we got a very, very good feedback to all of that and to the entire look. But beyond the visual, we had the possibility for answering questions beforehand, which is not usual, and an extended inquiry phase during the event itself, which is also sort of normal, but not in this format. And then you could enter video comments beforehand, which were all played in full length during the event, which is very special. We had 18,000 guests and 5,000 during the peak. We had 3 times the amount that we had in 2019. And that says something regarding digital transformation. So that is certainly something that we need to regard in the coming years. The registration obviously is very complicated, and the voting process as well.
Thank you, Petra, especially for the numbers at the end. It's time for our jury to ask some questions to you, and Geeske is the first one.
Yes, hi Petra, thank you for your presentation. It seems like you're already in the digital transformation journey since 2020 with the successful editions as well. You see that there's a lot more participation. How are you going to continue this journey for the next year, and how much are you going to keep as part of the online? Is it going to evolve more? Do you want to go back to the old format? How are you going to integrate? So what is the journey looking like?
Well, for us, it is a lot moving. Well, first of all, I think it will stay hybrid, definitely. But it moves, I mean, for these things, I mean, the annual stakeholder meetings, they have to stay, they have to transmit certain content. But what you can suddenly do by being hybrid or by having a digital home is you can meet in the middle, you can meet in the digital and continue communicating. So suddenly you build up a community with your stakeholders, or beyond that for other companies or for other events, to actually have a community, like a communication with your communities, which is really cool. I think it's a real possibility for us.
Great. Davide also has a question.
Yeah, it's a very quick one. As I'm not familiar with such event, what would be the objective that you guys were aiming for? What's the KPI that you measured and that you're tracking for such an event?
Here it is. Afterwards, obviously, we have a questionnaire, so we deal with that. But it's with this event, stakeholder happiness, basically. So if they answer well, if they respond well, and if they attend well and send in more and more positive or even critical questions, that is the extent that we need here. So engagement, basically.
And you're able to define a difference pre-post pandemic.
Post-pandemic, post-corona now?
Yeah, with the two different formats, the total physical and the hybrid formats. Is there any big difference?
Yes, I mean, if there's 3 times more people watching, there's a tremendous difference, and there is more questions coming in now. I mean, the possibility to enter is more easy. So yeah, suddenly you give more access. I mean, it's that simple with this kind of event, actually.
Okay, cool.
Great. Our time is already up. So I want to give you a big applause, Petra. Thank you. Well done. Great presentation. And we hope to see you back on Friday at the award show.
You see me in 2 minutes, actually, but I'll be back right away.
Oh, really? That's soon. I didn't get the schedule. Okay, see you back. Okay, our next event is in the category Digital Transformation, and the title is HHS Hamburg Hemophilia Symposium, organized by Oni Liveline, Office for Concept and Staging, and Expo partner. And the client is Take Da. So let's watch.
Live didn't work. A classical event with 8 thematic presentations, discussions, and award ceremony turned into an encounter and an active exchange of a community. Instead of just turning digital, we decided to move into a visually exciting location, one that appeared personal with attitude and variation and a whiff of surprise. The change of settings.
Ein Hauptstudio mit 2 Sets, die wir hier so haben. Da in der Küche haben wir 2 Sets und dann können wir vor allem auch noch nach außen rausgehen und oben haben wir dann eine alte, so eine Schick-Gondel, die wir auch noch als Setting benutzen. Und das heißt, alle Vorträge, die wir haben, die verteilen wir hier überall. Wir holen das Digitale sozusagen hierher.
Aha, in der Regie höre ich gerade, bitte auf die Anfangsposition gehen. Die ist da hinten an der Kaffeemaschine und da geht
Imagery of depth and dynamic. Interior of much detail. Special lighting. Interactions and 8 thematic presentations.
Liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen, sehr geehrte Damen.
Visual changes between the presentations.
Momentan richtig? Ja, ich sitze in Berlin. Ja, also vielen Dank. Viel Applaus, Sie kriegen.
Theatrical moments. And permanent interaction.
Erste Frage, die wir zu diesem Vortrag stellen wollen: What are your key learnings?
Lets the Dig event appear easy and entertaining with excitement and fun. In the breaks, thematic spaces, offered room for an interactive exchange as well as networking in spaces like fresh air and fireplace. The central platform guided the guests through the event and interactions.
Wir hatten unglaublich viel Applaus für diesen Vortrag. Der Balken ging ganz weit nach rechts.
3 moderators are the faces of the symposium, guide the guests through the event and address their auditorium. Interact with the guests directly, comment on the digital applause, as well as results of polls, and collect content in order to gain an overview co-creatively over the current needs of the community and therefore together go into a future of discourse.
Fürs Netzwerken und für den Austausch nutzen. Wir haben ja schon einen.
Hier läuft es alles extrem professionell ab, ist beeindruckend und wertet für mich nochmal diese Art von Gestaltung für das Hamburger Hämophilie-Symposium doch enorm auf.
It is a new format that is fun, with co-created content. What else can become out of it?
There you are again. I wasn't there, unfortunately. So, good luck with this 2-minute pitch.
Thank you so much. The Hamburg Hemophilia Symposium is a 2-day event, actually. And a 2-day digital event, you know, full content and very dense content is obviously very difficult to do. So we followed 3 types of dramaturgy, basically. One of them is the dramaturgy of image. So we changed settings, as you have seen, like working out certain things, like in the kitchen, like the coffee machine, or upstairs, like the gondola. And then we worked a lot with our moderators, who are like two doctors from their scene. So we coached them a lot. And then we worked with cameras like a pole cam, a steady cam, a pump, so we could actually move from one setting to the other and work with our moderators and everybody. And the other 2 formats of dramaturgy for us are formats and interaction. And we switched a lot in formats and used a lot of interaction. For example, we had, in terms of dense content, we had 8 to 9 presentations of each 30 to 40 minutes, and which were pre-recorded, so a video. So we asked the presenters to come in digitally beforehand, so we could welcome them, give a couple of questions, then they could present their video. We cut in between. So we always saw our doctors really attentively watching, noting something. And then afterwards, they discussed in live, discussed a couple of questions. Guests could enter questions. We had a couple of thematic interactions in between via the platform. Then we had a whole lot of like different breaks where you could meet all the speakers, where you could meet individually or post some certain things, do some quizzes. Then have meet the speakers, do some extra discussions. And then there was a poster session, for example, where people uploaded posters and you could discuss with the poster hand-in guy what the poster was about. We had awards and my favorite, an applause button. For that, we had 12.5 hours of streaming. We had 325 guests that actually stayed from beginning to end. We had 79% of them actually felt that it was a very different, a very dynamic, and a very good event, which is totally fantastic. And in the end, 50% want to continue digitally. Now that actually answers the question from before. So
exactly, it does. So are there any more questions for this event about the Hemophilia Symposium? Dear jury, it's almost the last event of today you are going to judge. So Hendrik, Davide, Juraj.
I got my answer actually already, so fine with that.
Yes.
Thanks, Pepe.
You're welcome.
You always have some wonderful questions about the future, but now you know enough about this event. I'm watching you all, but I think you had a very elaborate presentation already, Petra. So we want to give you a big hand. Thank you so much again. And well, this was really the last presentation from you for today. So thank you so much, and see you back on Friday.
Bye.
Great. We have one more event to go, dear ladies and gentlemen, and dear jury. And this event is called Les MBS 2021, the Conviviality Platform. And it's organized by Auditoire, and the client is Pernod Ricard. So let's have a look. So thank you so much for being there. Cyril, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
You're the last event to pitch today, so the 2 minutes are yours.
Okay, thank you. Dear Jerry, I'm glad to be the last one. I suppose you are expecting this time. When we started moving and switching all our events into digital world, I would say that we thought, and we really, it was a deep conviction for us that we had to work on 4 different transformations. The first one was the transformation of the audiences. Of course, when you play digital, you can enlarge, you can act very differently with your audience. Secondly, it's the timing of the events. Sometimes you have to be shorter, sometimes you can be longer, sometimes you can create separated and unusual tracks. And then the space. In this case, of course, as you've seen, we've created a digital twins, which really exists in the real world, which is the Les Ambiers Island. And then it's all the customer or the participant experience. And we really believe that switching in digital, a live event into digital is not only having a TV show with all the inspiration and creativity you can have. It's only one part of the game. The real part of the game is how you create a real platform in which you can have, of course, a lot of live contents, but a lot of, I would say, more cold contents in which you bring the culture of the companies. In this particular case, we created a full island. We enlarged the population from 1,000 to 18,000, which is the total number of employees at Pernod Ricard. We used a lot of gamification, meaning you could create your avatar, but you have your own path. And of course, you could win a lot of things and interact with all participants. Plus, you had all this live session. So at the end, you had like 3 hours of live content, but you could take by yourself like 120 hours of contents about digital transformation, new projects, CSR, and a lot of other stuff. It's not a one-shot platform. It's going to be a yearly platform now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cyril, for this last pitch of today. And any more last questions from our beloved jury? Yes, Belen.
Hi, thank you for the presentation.
of the participants, do we know how long they were connected to the event?
Of course. So the live event itself was lasting for 2 days, but they had invitation slots because there are some large meetings which they could all attend, and then functional or marketing events where they were separately invited. But during those 2 days, the average attendees for the 18,000, they were there during 3 hours. And then the platform kept open for 2 months. And then the average stay on the platform was 8 hours by guest. So it's a lot because they all rediscovered the full culture of Pernod Ricard.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The second question is for Rolf.
Yeah, I just heard that you said this platform is not a one-time off, but it's planned for many consecutive meetings like this or events like this. So yes. Does this mean that you're completely moving from physical event to the internet, to a digital event, and it's not planned to gather the people anymore? Is this like a future strategy?
This platform is an asset for Pernod Ricard. So it's been created, customized, and crafted specially for Pernod Ricard. It uses some existing technology, but the whole platform is an asset they own now. And they wanted to have this platform to be able to, for instance, have some seminars of welcoming their new employees, but also reuse it for other MBA experience. And next year in April, we're going to have an hybrid format with 500 guests on the island and 16,000 remoted. I think
I wanted to fight for the employers. So are they invited to the island in the future again or not?
500 of them will be invited this year because they can't invite Asia and some other countries. But normally they were only invited 1,000 guests. So at the end, all the guests have the MBA experience, or all the employees have the MBA experience. And that's it. It's much better.
Thank you.
But Les Ambiers is a small island. Huh? We have reshaped everything, and we have created worlds that were not existing. You know, a lot of places were not existing, so they do exist now in virtual life.
Great, thank you so much. I want to give you a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you so much, and see you at the awards ceremony.
Bye-bye.
And now we have had all the presentation, all 37 events for today were presented in this group. We already also had another group with 37 events. So that was a lot from for you to watch and for our jury, who is now here to decide who is going to win. So I would like to thank you for watching and thank all the judges in here. Stéphanie Dubois, you will have a hard time, I think, to decide which one is going to win. Do you want to say something to end this wonderful day?
I want to thank all of the participants for the amazing job they did for the entire year, for submitting their events for us to see. Just that is a privilege, and I want to congratulate everyone. I don't know yet who's going to get a prize and who won't, but please celebrate regardless, because this is remarkable.
Yes, it is. Actually, every event we have seen is a winner. So congratulations to all of you. So I hope to see you all back again at the award show. I mean, you at home who is watching, and then we are going to celebrate a party. So enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And I'll stay here with the judges to talk about you.